MiTechCon is an opportunity to bring people together as a large technology conference in the Metro Detroit area. We saw there's a lot of really great companies in the Michigan area, really great companies in the technology space specifically, but there just wasn't a lot of really great conferences to then showcase a lot of that. A lot of people come out of college and they go to the East Coast or the West Coast, and there's a lot of really great opportunity here in Michigan. So we wanted to bring a stage to highlight those things, to bring people together, to network, to share ideas, and to have something of our own that becomes and grows into becoming the largest technology conference in Michigan.
Lots of times for some of the companies that are on the coast, based on the West Coast, this part of the world is perceived as flyover country, and why would you be going to speak at a conference in this place here? But there's developers here, and they don't get access to people that are from the West Coast as often. I think that's the big value out of it.
So Michigan Technology Conference is a two-day event with multiple tracks going on at all times. We tried to make it so that anyone from beginner trying to get into the technology space or graduating college and trying to learn a little bit more, to then people that are actually really engineers in the weeds of the actual technology itself, trying to learn how they can solve another problem or upscale some of the things or improve the performance of their tools and stuff there.
Part of my job is explaining things in a way that makes them more accessible to people. I kind of did that in my talk today, where I'm talking about what are embeddings, what are vectors, what's a vector database, and I bring it into a very accessible way for your typical developer to be able to conceptualize. Really what it is you use an AI model, kind of like ChatGPT, and you give it an image, or you give it some text, or you give it some sound or something like that, and it turns it into a pile of numbers that you can do math on. And then the more similar those numbers are, the more similar the things that the numbers are derived from were. So if I got a picture of a cat and another cat, the numbers are going to be similar, but if I have a picture of a cat and a dog, the numbers are going to be less similar. And then you can simply compare those sets of numbers and find things that are more similar that you wouldn't necessarily have known about in the first place. The application of image embeddings in particular is that you can build products that process images that consumers upload and can then find things that match those images.
The highlights of our conferences, it's really in our speakers. We have some of the most talented people across the world.
So if you want to authenticate it, run these.
I spent 25 years in technology, and I've pivoted over to become a full-time professional public speaker. My talk is called Trust But Verify, and it emphasizes the importance of trust, and that it's important to everything that we think, do, or say, and it's a basis for every decision and action that we do. Approaching things with a skeptical eye is super important to know whether you should, how much trust or how much evidence to gather to make your decision. Those have nothing to do with AI, but I can apply those ideas to AI, and that some people overtrust AI, some people undertrust AI, and I'm emphasizing the message, proceed with caution. Approach AI, as with anything in life, with a skeptical eye to understand whether it's a trusting situation or an evidence-based knowledge situation. There's a lot of talks on AI, and since there's a lot of talks, you have a lot of different angles, a lot of different perspectives and points of view, which is great because you get diversity of perspective that way.
Especially now with AI too. A lot of people are like, well, how can I use it? What are some of the use cases? And those are always kind of harder to figure out. And also different businesses have different types of uses. And I might say, well, you know what, why don't you kind of consider adding a little chat interface into your website, and so people come, you don't need to be there to answer questions, and can be a bot that answers some very basic questions, things like that. And that's where, in fact, I think the AI can be helpful, is some of these more tedious kind of things. As human beings, we have our limitations, right? We are not always full of energy, and no need to worry about it taking away our job. That was one of the theme of my talk, is that don't even get scared. AI is not that sophisticated. We're scaring ourselves. And it can do a lot of things good as long as you know what it is good for.
We see this as an opportunity to let people know that maybe the hospital is a really good technology company, or maybe the mortgage company does really good technology, but they're known for doing something other than technology. And so how do they get an opportunity to showcase that? That's really what we want to bring a platform for, because you might not think technology first in a lot of these companies, but the reason these companies are dominant in their market is because of technology.
I met a lot of people that aren't just technologists. They're people from across the business and across industries. Just at lunch today, I was sitting with a CTO, a business analyst, a developer, and another fellow speaker. A lot of times people work with computers or with technology, but they aren't necessarily at a software or technical company. It's just that that company uses software and technology in order to, as a means to an end, to run their business. Technology helps run the world. It's almost impossible to find an industry that isn't influenced or based on technology nowadays.
There's a lot of folks that go into bringing this together. You know, it starts with making sure that there's interest from the companies around the area. Oakland County has been a great partner for us from the beginning of when we reached out, and they came full force. So they actually helped not only in outreach and sponsorship, but they did some promotion stuff across social media, and they've really done a great job of promoting this to really foster Oakland County as a place that, hey, if we're going to start getting that technology really to be showcased, then it can start here in Oakland County.
MiTechCon has been a really good opportunity for Michigan companies to come together in this technology space. I am part of Business Retention and Growth with Oakland County Economic Development. In order for us to really try and make an impact, we thought we needed to create a focus. Based on a study that was done by Michael Porter about traded clusters within the United States, we determined that there is a set of traded clusters here in the county that are research, engineering and design, computer services and IT, and robotics integration. And those three industries are highly represented here, and that there's a good opportunity for us to, let's say, strengthen the ecosystem and have more opportunity for these companies to come together.
Our main function is really to try to help companies grow here in Oakland County. What we're trying to do is connect them with resources to help them do that. And in some cases, it may be connect them to another company. It may be connect them to state resources for opportunities to help them grow their company. It may be connecting them to the university or college where they might be able to get new talent.
We always say that one of the problems that Oakland County faces is that they have many more resources available to small businesses and large businesses that businesses are aware of. There is one great example, though, of a new technology presence. In downtown Birmingham, there's a company called OneStream Software Solutions, and they develop software to help run businesses and run their business more efficiently. They are heavy reliers on artificial intelligence. They were kind of in front of the game. In the last 6 months, they just went public in a multi-billion-dollar stock offering. So it's a brand new company, and it really is a feather in Birmingham and Oakland County's cap to have them based here.
We have 3,700 approximately companies within the traded clusters, but there are 40,000 total businesses.
Three industries are employing 58,000 people inside Oakland County. That's a tremendous amount of people. Now, what happens through the course of the day? Those people shop, they go out to eat.
Beyond that, they also need all the other services to support their family, and so it provides a real opportunity to connect them with local businesses, dry cleaners, healthcare, daycare, pet care, restaurants, all those things.
By sponsoring this event that is for technology, our hope is that we can spread the word about our initiative for these three industries and to have the opportunity to meet any new companies that are attending that maybe we haven't been in touch with.
We want to grow this to be something really great, to continue that mission of showcasing the great talent in Michigan.
It's important to have an event like this on a regular annual basis to see that there is something that's kind of stable, and it is another place where members of that ecosystem can meet and intermingle and hopefully learn new ways to collaborate.